On July 23rd, 2021, Amy Winehouse was found dead in her apartment with an enormous amount of alcohol in her system. Her death launched a missile of shocking revelations about her, some of which you're about to find out in this video. But before we get into it all, I've noticed only a small percentage of people that watch these videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking the video, would you consider subscribing? It's free, and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video. She had depression and anorexia at an early age. Even though the sensational jazz singer was widely known for her smooth and captivating songs, she lived a life filled with struggles on and off the camera. The media certainly captured parts of her life that were not so pretty, but most of her viewers had no idea that her struggles began way before she became famous. The one event that affected Amy as a child was the separation of her parents when she was 9 years old. Her father had been involved in an affair for a long time before deciding to leave her mother, and this devastated Amy. Now, even though her parents still made efforts to be there for her in various ways, it didn't erase the effect of their separation on her mental health. Amy ended up falling into depression, and it continued for most of her teen years. She was constantly troubled, anxious, and unhappy, which led to her parents seeking medical help for her. She was later put on antidepressants, but the drugs didn't seem to help very much. Amy admitting in a later interview that the one thing that kept her going as a teen was music. It was the only thing that made her truly happy at the time. Amy also developed eating disorders at the time, which led to her developing anorexia. She lost weight rapidly and fell ill often, but through it all, she kept on singing and working towards her dreams. It was shocking to know that Amy suffered from all of these things at such an early age. Amy dropped out of college. Now, Amy Winehouse is one of the few music stars who became a music sensation right from an early age. As a natural-born singer, she had an in-depth knowledge about music, and her style of music was also inspired by popular singers like Sarah Vaughan and Dinah Washington. However, the academic part of her life was something she struggled with. She didn't have much interest in going to high school or college. She also felt like she didn't quite fit into an institution. She even stated in a later interview that she begged her father not to take her to school sometimes. However, after her grandmother noticed her love for singing, she advised Amy to enroll in the Susie Earnshaw Theater School, where she received vocal training and voice lessons. After 4 years, she attended another theater school and later changed schools over 5 times before deciding to drop out of her last school, the Brit School. After that, she didn't attend any other schooling, but did go on to pursue her music career. She was not interested in fame. From 2001 to 2011, Amy Winehouse took the music industry by storm. She released several hit songs like Rehab and You Know I'm No Good, which led to her amassing millions of fans all over the world. Her music was said to be the kind that brought healing to the soul. Even though her style of singing wasn't common, she owned it and was able to break record after record by selling 1 million singles and 4 million albums all over the US. However, even with her fame and money, she preferred living a simple life. She opened up in several interviews about feeling like her talent was a blessing and a curse. She hated the fact that her entire life was on display to the public, and she didn't think she could handle the burden of the negative effect of fame. Now, even though the world saw her success and brilliant performances on stage, most people had no idea that she was uninterested in fame. In fact, a part of her documentary, which was released after her death, captured how she truly felt about fame before she even got famous. In the video, the paparazzi asked her how big she thought she was going to be in the music industry. She responded with these words: "I don't think I'm going to be at all famous. I don't think I could handle it. Probably go mad." She hated stage performances. For someone who traveled around the world for years performing at several large festivals like the Glastonbury Festival and Lollapalooza, she really didn't like the act of performing because she was a reserved person, and the idea of standing on stages in front of billions and millions of people made her tremble a bit. She did still find a way to push past that fear and dropped stellar performances all over the world up until her death. In a later interview with the Daily Telegraph, she said, "I'm not a natural-born performer. I'm a natural singer, but I'm quite shy, really." Later on in her career, it was rumored that she began taking heavy drugs and alcohol to enable her to cope with the pressure of her busy career, frequent performances, and her personal life issues for most of 2007. The truth about her marriage to Blake Fielder Civil. Amy's relationship with Blake was said to be a disaster for most of the years that they were together. They met initially while they were both dating other people and after a while decided to get into a serious relationship. At the time, they were both fighting internal battles and resorted to drugs and alcohol to ease their pain. As their relationship grew, Amy's family began to express their worry about the relationship, especially because it was said that they were both physically abusing each other, both in public and behind closed doors. During this period, Amy's career was blossoming, so most of her fans had no idea about what was going on in her personal life. Despite their struggles with addiction, they both decided to get married in 2007. In a documentary released after Amy's death, clips showed Blake introducing Amy to crack cocaine after their honeymoon. Blake also revealed later in interviews that her intake of drugs increased greatly when she began dating him. He also stated that they inflicted wounds on themselves to ease the pain of withdrawal. Her relationship with Blake was indeed a roller coaster. Her true personality off-screen. Even though a lot of people all over the world connected with Amy through her music for over 10 years, she built even stronger connections with her colleagues and family members. Everyone who knew her personally attested to the fact that she had a golden personality. When her documentary, Amy Documentary, was released after her death, it revealed the kind of person she really was behind closed doors. The documentary captured her life from angles that the paparazzi missed. It truly revealed Amy in the rawest form, and most people who watched it fell in love with her all over again. Amy is still remembered by her close friends and family as a super talented star who had a fun, loving, funny, calm, and welcoming personality. Her struggles may have been spread across the media, but who she was behind closed doors and even on stage was a beautiful soul and a force to be reckoned with. The real cause of Amy's death. The sudden, unexpected death of Amy Winehouse left the whole world in shock July 23, 2011. She had gone through painful experiences and terrible addictions for the most part of her 20s, but she began healing and prioritizing her health within the months leading up to her death. When the news of her passing was announced to the public, rumors began to spread about the real cause of her death. Some people suspecting that she was murdered, but after the autopsy, the true cause was revealed to be alcohol poisoning. After her death, family members and a bodyguard revealed that she had been sober for weeks before her death. However, when she was found dead, there were 3 big bottles of alcohol by her side, which were a clear indication that she had relapsed. Her brother Alex revealed that she struggled with bulimia, which made her weaker and more susceptible to illness. He believes that bulimia contributed greatly to her eventual death. Amy Winehouse remains one of the greatest 21st century music stars, and she'll be greatly missed. So which of these facts about Amy Winehouse caught your interest the most? Let us know in the comment section below, and check out the next video in this series.